Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn tables in HTML. Now, students, we should first understand what actually a table is. So, to understand a table, we will first open MS Word and try to create a table there. But students, we should understand that when we create that table in MS Word, that table is for our own computer only, or we can send that file over internet. But that table is not going to be shown on a web page. Why it is not going to be shown on a web page? Because whatever is shown on which page is actually written using HTML program. So whenever we have to create a table for a web page, we will use HTML program. But I am opening here MS Word to only show you how a table looks like. So first we should understand and see how a table looks like, and then we will try to create a table through HTML for our web page, that is to put it in our web page. So let us first go to MS Word and try to understand what a table is. For understanding a table, we will go to Insert menu option. Now in Insert, you see there is an option called Table. Now if I go to this option and click it, we can create a table. Suppose I create a table with 3 rows and 3 columns. Now what is a row? See, this is the first, this is the second row, this is the third row. And how many columns we wanted? 3 columns. So this was the first column, second column, third column. I click here. So I have created a table which contains 3 rows and 3 columns. Where are the rows? See, this is the first row. Now this is the second row and this is the third row. So first row, second row, third row. And see, I can change colors also. See, third row's color. See, we have options here. If I choose this, what will happen? Whatever I write here, if I take this into consideration, I want to change its color. How shall I change the color? See, the color changes. Now if I want to change the color of the font, I will select this and use this. What will happen if I select this and use this? Whatever I write, we have options to change its color. I come here, I choose a color. See, the colors are changing. I can change the color. So if I keep red color, so it becomes red. And the background which we have, I can change the color of the background even. How I change the color of the background? I come here and I choose a color. See, background color changes. So these things can be done, students. But here I have created a table to make you understand that table has rows. 3 rows are there. See, first row, second row. This is first row, this is second row, and this is third row. And table also has columns. So this is the first column, this is the second column, and this is the third column. Now suppose I want to put some data in the table. Suppose I want to make 3 headings. Say name, age, and say salary. Let us make a table for employees. So name, age, and salary. 3 headings are there. Suppose I have 2 employees. The name of the first employee is Sudhir. His age is say 56 and the salary he gets is 50,000. Now suppose another employee we have, his name is Manish. Remember students, the color of Manish, we had changed it. Now Manish with age say 46, and what we have here? We have his salary as say 40,000. So 2 employees we have. And we have kept the details in MS Word. Now question is, this is in MS Word, so it has been kept for keeping it in a file, an MS Word file. But can we make same sort of table in web pages? That is a big question. We are having this class to answer this question. We want to make a table in our web page. So to make the same table in the web page, we'll have to close MS Word and we'll have to open Notepad, because we all know we can create web pages using Notepad. So students, let us start to create the same table in Notepad. So whenever we create a HTML program, the first tag we use is HTML, and within HTML we use head tag. And in the head, what do we give? The title. Let us today give the title making tables in HTML. So this is the title we give, and we close title and we close head. So we close title, we closed head. Now which part to open? We'll open the body part. Suppose we write BG color is equal to pink. What it means? That the background color of our web page would be pink. And now time has come, students, to write those given tags which would create our table. So which is the first tag that is written while we create a table? The tag is table tag. Students, what do we have in a table? We have rows. So we will use tr tag. Always while creating a table, after table tag, we have to write tr tags. Why? Because tr means to create rows, table rows. T stands for table and R stands for rows. Now suppose if we go back to our word table, this is the first row. In HTML also we'll have to create our first row first. And what does this first row contains? It contains 3 headings. What are those headings? Name, age and salary. So I go back to Notepad and I also try to create headings. Now which tag will give to create the heading? We'll give th tag. And why we are giving th tag? Because th stands for table heading. T for table and H for heading. So first table heading was name. I made name. I now close the first table heading. Now we'll again try to make the second table heading. So again open th, write age, and now close the second heading. Now again write th to open area for the third given heading. And what is the third heading we have? We have salary. So close th. So all the 3 headings have been written and my first row is complete. So now close tr also, table row also. So with this what we have done is we have created our first row, and this row contains headings. But second and subsequent rows does not contain headings, they contain data. So the second row which we will create, again we will have to write tr for the second row because that is also a row that is being created. But here instead of th we will give td. td stands for table data because second and subsequent rows does not contain any heading, they contain the actual data. What was the first data we had? What was the name? We had Sudhir. I close the first table data. Again I open td for second table data. What was his age? Age of Sudhir. The age was 56. Now I close td even. Now third time again td open for the salary part. His salary was I think 50,000. Yes. And I close td and this row is also complete, so I close TR. Similarly, for the third given employee, his name was Manish, so the same given thing have to be done. Again a TR open, then the data part is written within TD, enclosed within TD, so TD for Manish has been closed. Now TD again open for his age, say 46 is his age. Now TD closes here. Again for the salary part, one TD opens. He has salary as 40,000. The TD closes here, and again the TR part closes. So we have made 3 rows, and each of these 3 rows has some or the other data. The first row contains the headings, name, age, salary. Therefore it has been enclosed within TH tag. Second and the third row, they contain data. Therefore it has been enclosed within TD tag, because TD stands for table data. Now the table has been written by us. We have written the code for the table, HTML program for the table. So we will close table, we will close body part also, and we will close the HTML program now. So we close the HTML program. So my program is over. And see students, it is so simple. We have a table with us, we have written it. Which tag opens the table, or what is the first tag that we write for making a table? It is the table tag. And what are there within table tag? We have TR tag for each row that is created, TH tag for each headings that are created, and we have TD tag for each data that are written within that table. Now we will save this table and see how it looks. So we save it. Suppose we give the name EMP, because the table is for employees, and heading should always be .htm or .html. So .htm we give as heading, and where it is being saved, see in the desktop. So we save it and close Notepad. So we close Notepad, and you see HTML web page has been created. The EMP web page has been created. So we go and open it. So we open it with using Google Chrome, and see students, the table has been created, but it doesn't have any border within it. So how to give border? And let us put this table at the center also. So next work would be to give borders within the table and put this table at the center. So we close this, go to Notepad, and what we want to do? We want to give border. So where do we write border? We write within table tag. Border is equal to 1. Border is equal to 0 means no border. Border is equal to 1 means we want to give borders. And I wanted to make this table at the center. So before the table starts, we'll write center. And after the table closes, we'll again close center. So two things we have done. Let us see what we did. Recent changes, border is equal to 1, and kept everything within center tag, so that the table is created at the center of the screen. So we did this. Now we save the file, close the file, and again go to web page to see how it looks. See, the table has come at the center, and the table also has borders within it. So students, have we not successfully created our table? Yes, we have created. But do this table has a heading? No, the table doesn't have a heading. Now how to give headings to the table? So to give headings to the table, we'll go back to EMP, we'll open it with Notepad, and within it we'll learn a new given tag. The tag is caption. Caption tag. Let us give the caption employees salary. Okay. Now I close caption. So what would happen if I do? And let us make this caption even bold. So I'll make it bold. Let us make it underline. I can make it underline. Let us make it italics. I can make it italics. You know these tags. Let us now close bold, close underline, and close italics. Now save this. Saved. Now we open it with Google Chrome. See, italics also, underline also there, and this is the caption, that is name of the table created. What is the name of the table? Otherwise no one would understand why you have created this table, what it contains. So now everybody understand, okay, table contains employees salary. So in this way we can give, what we can give? We can give the heading for the or caption for the table. Now students, can we increase the size of the table? Say width of the table or height of the table. Let us see whether we can increase it or not. So we'll go to Notepad and we'll write here, say width is equal to 50%. Students understand, I have written percent. Height is equal to 50%. Let us see what happens if I write this. Width is equal to 50% and height is equal to 50%. And now I close it again or save it again and then close. Let us open it in Google Chrome. See students, our table has become very big. Now what is this? Width is equal to 50% and height is equal to 50%. Now students, width is equal to 50% means the horizontal size of your screen of the web page actually, it would cover 50% of your horizontal width of the web page. Your table is going to cover 50% of the horizontal width of the web page. And when we write height is equal to 50%, it again means that this table is going to cover 50% of the total height of your web page. So it is trying to cover 50%, 25 at the left, 25 at the right, because we have aligned it at the center. We have used center alignment. One more thing you can see, that all the data are aligned within this cell at the left, isn't it? And the headings are at the center. So these things happen students. The headings are at the center but the data starts at the left of the screen. If you want to make it look good, you have some options. We can put this Sudhir at the center. If we want to put it at the center, what we will do? If we want to put the data also at the center, let us see, can we do something with it? Many ways are there. One way we are seeing here, which is in your book even. So whatever is in your book will tell or understand that method. We will write here, say cell padding is equal to say 60. Now let us see, if we write cell padding is equal to 60 or say I give 100, what happens? Let us now go back, save it and open EMP. Now I open EMP within Google Chrome. See, do you see everything at the center? Everything at the center, isn't it? So what is the use of cell padding? I said cell padding is equal to 100. What I meant was that from each side, from left, from right, from top, from bottom, you actually give 50-50 space at each side, 50 at the left, 50 at the right, 50 at the top, 50 at the bottom within the cell, and keep the word, whatever words are there, name, age, salary, Sudhir, at the center of those 50 spaces. So 50 spaces has been attached at the left also, 50 at the right for each of these words. So the words look aligned at the center. So students, I think you have understood that there is a word or attribute called cell padding. They are used to attach. What to attach? They are used to attach spaces with the actual data within the cell. So with 56 also, spaces has been attached from all sides and it is at the center. So students, I think you have understood that. Now question is, can we change colors of this given table data? That is background color, can we change it? So let us go and see whether we can change the background color or not. So we'll go back. And what we'll do is we go to notepad and write something. Suppose I want to change the background color for the whole table. So I can write here BG color is equal to say red. Let us see what happens if we write BG color is equal to red there. Now I save and close this given HTML program. I go back and I open it using Google Chrome. See students, the color of the table is really bright and red. It is very bright. So let us close it. We have understood how to change the color of the whole table. But suppose if we don't want to change the color of the whole table, we want to change the color of only one or two rows or one or two cells. How can we do that? Say I want to make the second row blue and the first given cell of the third row where Manish is written as yellow. Is it possible? Let us see. So blue and yellow. So this is what we want. So again open it with notepad. For given second row, this is the second row, we want the BG color to be blue, but for only Manish showing TD, we want for Manish's TD, we want it to be yellow. Is it working for us or not? We'll see it. So when I write BG color with TR, TR is for table row, the whole row should become blue. And when I write BG color with only TD, only Manish will have the background as yellow because this TD is for Manish. So let us see whether it works or not. So we come back here, we open it using Google Chrome. See students, it works. So we can give colors to any part as only a given cell or a row or whole table. Now the whole table had been given the color red, but one of the rows has been given blue and one of the cell has been given yellow. So this can be done. Now students, you can well see that in this table how many cells we have? We have 9 cells. One cell contains the name, the other cell contains age. Can we maintain a gap between these cells? Is there a way to maintain bigger gap? You see, there is a gap between the cell. Here we have a gap between name and age. The borders of name and age has a small gap. Can we increase that gap? So what to do if we want to increase the gap? Let us see, can we do it or not? And how to do it? We will come here, we will write a word cell spacing. I write cell spacing and we give it say 25. So if I give cell spacing as 25, what will happen? Let us see whether between two cells a bigger gap would occur or not. Now I open it in Google Chrome. See, the gap increases. Do you see? The gap increases. This gap between Sudhir and 56 is bigger now. Let us give 100 to understand more. Let us increase the gaps in name and age. The boundaries of name and age is at a gap. It is now a 25 pixel gap. Now, if I want to make it bigger, instead of 25, we will give say 50 or 100, whatever we want. Suppose I give say 75 instead of 25. how much bigger the gap becomes? If I give 75. So now the gap is bigger. See, now bigger gap. And see, the table has also become bigger, isn't it? So I can give bigger gaps also between each cell. So these are the things we should understand. We should understand how we can increase the gap between two cells, how we can attach spaces between the words of a particular cell. There is a word name, and with that word in all direction, if I want to attach some spaces, we will give cell padding. If we want to give spaces between two cells, we will use cell spacing. So these things can be used, students. So students, you have seen how tables are created and how it looks on an HTML web page. And what was the code we used for creating a table? So the code we used was here. So we have table tag, border we have used for giving borders, that is lining to each words of the table. Width and height you understand now. Cell padding you understand, that we attach spaces to each word of each cell. BG color red, you know, the whole table becomes red. Cell spacing means between two cells there would be a gap. Caption is the heading which gives the name of the table. It is actually, that is the heading which we give. TR makes a table row. TH is the headings of each table and each column of that table actually. So TH is the heading for each column of the table. The first column was for the name, so name is the heading. The second column was for age, so age was the heading. Then second and subsequent to our TR contains the data, and data is enclosed within TD tag. And you can change the color of the rows or the color of the cells or the color of the whole table. So this is how it works. Now students, one more thing. You can use percentage. So it means relatively the whole screen's half, 50% of the whole screen. But if you give, say, without percentage a number, 500 and 500 say. So this is actually pixel. It is pixels. Unit is pixel size, picture element. A screen is made up of small dots. So we are counting here 500 dots and 500 dots. So size would be different now. When we used percentage, then size was different. Here we are not using percentage, we are using pixel. So see what we get. It has a different given thing. We can understand it better. How? Let us remove this cell padding and cell spacing to understand the difference between percentage and without percentage. So we go here, we remove cell padding and cell spacing. So we remove this because it supersedes the height and width, because it wants to cover whatever has been written. So we'll remove this. And here, now I had given 50%. How did it look when I give 50% or when I gave 50%? We can well see how it looked when we gave 50%. Bigger, isn't it? We'll see it would look a bit bigger. See. It is of this size, 50%. No cell padding, so again Sudhir at left. Or every data at left. Now, if I use, say, instead of 50%, 500, or say only 50, not percentage, only 50 if I use, only 50, what will happen? Would it look as big as it looked? No, it means 50 pixels. Pixels are very small. So the table is so small now, students. So percentage means relatively portion of the whole screen, 50% of the whole screen, but 50 only means only 50 dots, 50 pixels. So this is the area from here to here, it is 50 dots, and this is the here from top to bottom, 50 dots. So in this way it works. So I think students have understood how we make a table. We have made everything for the table. We understood how to change the size of the table, that is the height and width of the table, what cell padding is, what cell spacing is, how to give colors, everything we have understood. So this is how we make tables. So students, we need to understand, suppose we should again do something more, can we give only two given things here? See, Manish is here. Here we have Sudhir. Suppose I forget to give TD 56. What will happen? Let us see. Will it be blank or not? See, what happens? Yes, it is blank. And where 50,000 comes? 50,000 comes under age. So age is being shown as 50,000. So never leave anything blank. You'll have to use it. You'll have to put it at the right places. So again, we put it here. What we do is, again we go, we make it correct. We put here another TD. And we put here what? Age was 56. And then I close it. Now it becomes again correct. So students, you have seen how tables are made, how tables look, and this was there in your course and this has been said in your course to learn. So please practice it at your home, and it is very interesting, and slowly you are understanding how to write programs for creating web pages. So a day would come you will make your own websites. So students, that's all for today. Thank you and have a very nice day.